Sorry, what?
Pod page is also a month. It started last week.
What about the international?
I mean, she just paid for a Facebook post.
Oh.
Which I thought I brought up at the last meeting. Did I not?
Mm.
Do you want to do the Facebook post? Do you want me to do it? Do you want the team to do it? But one of us has to
You
do it.
texted me about the Facebook post.
Okay. So, can you let me know when it's going to be done so I can tell her?
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
She sent me
Welcome to Monday.
She asked for a date.
Okay, so I will write that down, and then pod page.
Do you want me to do it today?
Sure.
It just needs to be done. I think her deadline is coming up. Hold on.
Go for it. Do whatever you need to do. That's fine.
Let's talk about it one more time so we can give her more promotion that she didn't pay for just because we like her and because we haven't done it yet. It doesn't say when the deadline is. It just says nominations now open. So we can talk about it one more time today, if that's okay with you guys.
Patrick's ready. He took
Patrick's ready.
Yeah, but he's not sharing, so he has to wait for the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
Sharing.
Hi, Pat.
Love you.
Oh, look at that. We even have you. We have a drop.
Shaletta,
Love you.
I just gave your name to someone. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to introduce you in a little bit. But I just had a call with a friend who's a really fancy schmancy producer, and he wanted some projects to work on, and I thought maybe your network might be a good project to work on. It's like not a
Yay.
It's sort of it's hard to explain, but it's not a money out of pocket type of project. It's like a who's interesting that needs help kind of project. And I thought you guys could get along really well. He's a funny dude and he's a playwright.
Hey, Jess.
Yes.
Before we get started, in StreamYard, where it says Cam and Mike, go to audio. And then where it says, it says echo cancellation automatic.
Yes.
Do you have automatic adjust mic volume?
Yes. Turn it off.
Turn it off. And then is it at 100 right now?
Yes.
Move it up to like 120.
Okay. And now it's at 120.
All right. Sounds a little bit better.
More?
Mm-hmm.
Better?
More better.
More better?
Let's go crazy. Let's go 130.
Oh my gosh.
Blow it out.
All right, how about now?
All right, yeah,
Good?
I like that better. Yeah.
I'm not yelling, but
well,
I believe you that it's good.
Yeah, I'm assuming that afterwards you're just going to be like, John is going to be like, maybe we should try 120. Maybe let's go back to 100. No.
Let's go back to 120 right now.
Yeah, I know.
I can't tell because she never talks on mic.
I'm spiced.
She's terrible.
I think that's what it is.
I don't see what the big deal is.
That's because you don't edit and have to take out all your.
That's right.
You know, I'm also seeing a lot of. Can I share my screen with you again for a second?
Sure.
Yeah.
Hold on.
You're seeing a lot.
Where is it? Okay. I gotta move this and then I can show you. I'm sorry.
How many tabs do you have open?
It doesn't matter. Okay, watch.
Okay.
All right. Now noise.
It is a lot of noise. It sounds like right now.
It seems like her gain's up really high. Well, I mean, not even though.
But the thing is
there a cord?
I mean, I can't tell which mic she's got
picked.
I'm
not talking though.
Which mic do you have?
Can you tap, Jess? Can you tap your mic? she's not on
You're
mic.
right.
Not on the right
Same
mic.
one. All right. Sorry. I don't understand why it doesn't default to that yet. Like, how long have we been doing this and it doesn't yet default?
It's
It makes no sense.
I think that the point of all of this is that you don't ever know. And I've done this in the past. Remember, John, I just did this too, where it was picked in StreamYard, but it was not picked in my recording. Right?
Wait a minute. Where's she at? I can't see what she's doing. There we go. You have the right one picked? I can't read.
It got very quiet.
Yeah, because I'm trying to read what she's doing and I can't because I have old eyes.
You're blind?
Blind. I'm blind.
I'm blind.
No, I got there for a second. Okay, let's see. I'm still sharing, right?
Yes, you are. It looks like the depth of.
Yeah, that's much better. Okay, so now I'll remember. I mean, I probably won't remember from week to week. That's
you won't.
sad.
Just when you see the noise, you'll say, "John, I want to show you something." And I'll say, "Pick the right microphone."
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
It's not. I think part of it is that you just have to kind of know. I just did it. I just did it. I just went into my thing, and my right recording was not picked. So it just wasn't.
All right, we ready to record?
We are ready. Hold on. Let's look at the notes real quick, just to finish off here. We are going to. What do you want to cover first in terms of the advertising stuff, Jess? Do you want to just open up with International Women's Podcast Awards?
Yep.
And then we can. And then
I'm sorry.
Do you want to do swell? Swell should be like right before the. Here we go. Before the tooltips, and we'll do pod page right after our chit chat. So before the news. How's that? So it stays where it is. We're just going to open. So we're going to go directly to International Women's Podcast Awards, and then we'll do chit chat, and then go to the news and pod page. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Looks good to me.
Okay.
All right. Tell me when you guys are ready to record.
Right. I am ready. Oh yes, recording is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Press record.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then Jess, just say hello.
Hello.
And then Elsie, just say hello.
Hello.
All right. We're ready to go. Wee.
Okay.
All right. Here comes the music.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to She Podcast. Hi. Elsie looks like a Spice Girl today. That is Patrick got it correct. She's definitely ready to sing. If you want to be my lover,
she's Sporty Spice, right?
I'm Sporty Spice.
Today
I totally am.
Yes. Yep.
I'm not the one with this. I'm not the like this. What is that? Beckham? The Beckham one?
She's like angry Latina Spice. Right? Let's be honest.
Yes, you would.
Angry teenage Latina Spice because of the ponytails. What made you do ponytails today, Elsie? Oh, I should
because I wanted these things, and then I realized my hair is so long, that I couldn't do that. I couldn't. I wanted little puffs, and then when I realized I was gonna have to wrap them, I just became really lazy, and I was like, I'm just gonna do it like this. This is.
I can do the puffs, but then I look like a jackhole. But I can do those.
Isn't
so I am here.
All the rave?
What's that?
I said, isn't messy buns all the rave?
Yes, they are.
Yes, messy buns are amazing, but this isn't messy bun. This is like
She was trying
what
to do
happened
Space
to her
Buns, which are
hair. Like
different.
it just didn't do the
The
right.
ponytails are cute.
Space
They're
buns
so
are like
cute. It's like Mickey Mouse ears. They're like really.
Yeah, that's what I
tight,
wanted to
tight,
do, but then
yeah.
I would have
Yep,
to. I
that's
didn't
how it
want to
happened.
start. Yeah.
Well, I'm
Too much.
Jessica. If you're the first time listening,
Thank
I'm
you.
Jessica Kupferman. This is my beautiful co-host, Elsie Escobar, and the very talented producer, John Domingo.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
And welcome to She Podcast. This is episode 320.
Woohoo!
If you want to next time, and you're not lucky enough this time, you can watch us do this show live on our Facebook page Mondays at 1 p.m. EST. Otherwise, you're just going to have to suffer through with the rest of them today.
That's right. And if you want John,
late.
that's right. John, if you happen to have our number, go ahead and put it on the bottom there. But you also get a text from me if we're going live, so that you know. And a real quick reminder for our text right there. It is scrolling at the bottom of the screen for those of you who are showing up live. It is 302-240-3425, 302-240-3425, or you can go to my.community.com/she podcasts. And then you sign up in there, say yes, and I will go ahead and just text you whenever we're going live, and you'll get a little link to our YouTube channel, because on YouTube we're go live as well, but that's a private link. But it's also a nice place to go and hang out. And I say, hey, Troy, I see you, Troy. Troy is coming in from YouTube, and everybody else that's in the chat here right now is coming from Facebook.
Leslie, Tamara, Patrick, Shaletta. Hey.
Very nice. Anyway, so yeah, so the conversation before we started here, that was around my pigtails, is because obviously people can see. And if you want to see me, you can always go over to facebook.com/she podcast. All of our live streams are there already. So you can watch us in post. You can watch this later.
Anytime.
Anyway. All right, Jess. So
it's
what
not necessary.
should we talk about the International Women's Podcast Awards and what those are?
Yeah, so before we get started, we definitely want to tell you to go to the International Podcast Awards. And then, wait, this is the worst ad I've ever done. So just give me 1 second so I can pull it.
I don't know. Don't sell yourself short. I've heard some of your ad reads before.
This one's pretty bad, though. You have to admit.
It's not one of your best.
Sorry. It's not one of my best. I'm going to start over because you threw me off by saying, do you want to talk about it? I thought I was just going to start doing it. Okay. So the International Podcast Awards is celebrating intimate moments of podcasting brilliance and the women that make them happen. You might not be the biggest name in podcasting or have the largest audience, but if you've captured a delicious piece of audio that sums up you, your guest, or your audience, they want to know about it. So I wish I could tell you. Oh, yeah. So shepodcast.com. Let me just make sure /awards, right? Because their link is a little. Yeah. Okay. Can I just start that part over again? I'm sorry. I'm a mess right now.
No apologies. You just keep going. There's no reason to, dude. Just.
I know, but I know John's
a
good editor. I'm mostly apologizing to him. Okay. So the International Podcast Awards is going to recognize the work of those who identify as women or non-binary behind the mic and behind the scenes, from hosts and writers to editors and producers. There will be 8 award categories, and they're all celebrating brilliant moments from podcasting in the last 12 months. And one extra category will recognize outstanding achievement in podcasting. So what's the point of all this? Because nominations are now open. The awards are in September 2021, and we encourage you all, nominate yourselves, nominate your favorites, nominate a friend, nominate your producer, whoever you need to nominate. Go to shepodcast.com/awards and participate in the International Women's Podcast Awards today. shepodcast.com/awards.
Yay! I love that. And we need to take action, I think, for stuff like this to take off, because this is the very first time that there's an award ceremony like this that is woman-led.
That's right.
And also that is very much aware and focused on independent podcasters. Just the fact that there's an awareness that we exist is great. So
I mean, it is rare. That's true. It's not every day.
It's not every day. So head over to shepodcast.com/awards. Okay. Oh my gosh. I have my in-laws here, Jess. I have my in-laws here. Well, not right now. They've left. My poor children are coming up to me and they're like, "You're not coming with us?" Because I'm not going to do anything with them today. I'm not doing anything with them tomorrow because
of work and stuff.
Yeah, because I have things that I have to do. And could I have taken off and not done the things I have to do?
Could you have?
I could have, but here's the problem. I would have had to have known much earlier what the plan even was. And I happen to have...
also, you would have to not have a job, which is important that you keep yours.
Right, but I mean, with enough time and knowing that we had planned things to do in advance, I could have asked for a day off, or I could have prepared in such a way that I knew that I had, things coming up to have taken some time off. But my lovely other half doesn't really like that.
What, planning in advance, or are you taking days off? Or both?
No, planning in advance. Like, because even we spoke about it yesterday, just he and I, where he's like, I'd like to go into town one day and do like a whole downtown thing. I want to take them here and I want to take them there. Figure out, maybe we can do that on Tuesday. And that was like, I have like all of these things that I have to do. And also, even today, my poor children, they're like, when are we going to go? Because they went miniature golf hitting, I guess, playing.
Golfing.
By.
The term is miniature golfing, not miniature golf hitting.
Okay.
Always fun. You're like Ricky Ricardo still, even though you've been here since you were 8.
9. But anyway, so they went, right? And my poor children are like, when are we going to go? When are we going to go? And Rand was like, yesterday he said sometime around 11. And then I touched base with him at about 10:45, and I was like, what's happening? When is everybody leaving? Because the children are going nuts. And I said, and then he goes, around 12:30ish. And I was like, okay. So
could you say something though?
Right. And then the 12:30ish turned into, right when I came in here, 5 minutes before 1. And so the girls were all like climbing up my nose, and when are we going to go? And how is it going to? And so even the stuff they had planned, which they wanted to get ice cream, when he comes, and I go, listen, do not plan don't even think, don't get your mind wrapped around anything you want, because it's not going to happen. Wait for daddy. As soon as he comes in, he's like, we're not going to, sorry, I'm late. We're not going to be able to do the ice cream thing. We're just going to have to go have lunch and all this stuff. And so they were like, oh, I was like, I told you, don't hold on to any of it.
And let this be a lesson, ladies. Don't rely on a man for anything. You should add that in.
Well,
men can be unreliable. If you want ice cream, you get your own. You get the cream and the sugar and you make it, goddammit.
And you make the ice cream and you make it happen. You're correct. You're right. Yeah, see, look, Troy. See, Troy likes what I said. It is golf hitting from now on. To the hittery.
I mean, it's cute. It's just incorrect. It's cute. It's incorrect. I'm saying, like, it is a good lesson though, because it is and it isn't. As long as you nail it home. Because because men in general aren't just there to give you ice cream and take you places. Like, you got to do that shit yourself. Everyone knows.
Absolutely.
We all
and
know
I think that
they need to know it.
Yeah. So now they all, hopefully it'll work out for what? Go ahead.
Are they mad you're not there though? Like do you say, I wish I could go. I wanted to go, but I cannot go? Or are you just like, also, I hate mini golf. Bye.
No, I would have liked to have gone golf hitting as well.
Do you enjoy mini golf hitting?
I actually do. I think it would have been great. Mind you, today is a very hot day, so I don't know how well it's going to do. Right?
Yeah, it's really hot. Yep.
It's a beautiful day out here, though, and hopefully, here's the other aspect of it. This is the very first time that they're going to this area, which is essentially a tourist area, and it's jam packed with people. So I don't know how much.
Wow. So Daddy's taking them in a crowd.
Well, the thing is, he's taking them not necessarily in a crowd. It's the tiniest little, I mean, if you ever come and visit me, you'll see that this little tourist destination is essentially a block. Like, you can go there and you can do the entire thing in about 45 minutes. Like, the whole thing. Like, even walking into the stores. The whole thing. Except there's this tiny little miniature golf area. And of course, since there's nothing to do, everybody goes there. So I'm wondering if there's going to be a line.
I mean, yes, of course. Although mini golf is, ironically, socially distanced because no two families are doing the same hole at the same time. So
that's right.
You're naturally at least 6 feet apart from everyone, which is helpful. I'm surprised that he's taking them in public, but I mean, we'll see how it goes when he gets back, right?
Yeah, exactly. And and that's the other thing. Well, actually, I'm less afraid of the public side of it, and I'm more afraid of the militant approach to playing the miniature golf. That
honestly,
might happen.
I hate mini golf, and I'm not sure if, like, lately there's been stuff where he goes and does stuff with Scott and Nate, and he's like, Mommy, aren't you coming in? I'm like, no, because I hate Star Wars and I don't want to watch that. Or, I mean, I don't want him to think like, I don't want to be blowing smoke so that someday I'll be roped into that shit. I'll just be like, no, Mommy doesn't like, those things, because this way I will never have to be roped into it in the future. Just let's establish the fact now that I will never do mini golf. But let's talk for a second, if we could take 5 minutes. And I know we've already been on for 20.
Yes.
I would like to name some family outings. And I want to know if you, Elsie Escobar, are into it or not into it, regardless of whether or not you would go. Okay.
All right.
Batting cage.
Okay.
Are you into it, or would you just be going?
Like, you mean into it as in like
you're excited to go to the batting cages and hit?
I've never gone to one, so I assume it depends on who I'm with. If I have to deal with my children, probably not. If I'm going with people who are my friends and who have done this before and can help me do it, I would do it.
I was assuming with the family, but we can talk about
with the family. No,
yeah,
with the family, no. With my friends, bowling? Yes. I've done that.
Are you into it, or do you hate it?
No. I sit there and watch them do it.
You don't do it? You've never tried it?
I think I have. I think I've thrown one.
Do you wear the shoes?
It was so long ago. I think I did.
Okay. Mini golf.
Yeah. I like mini golf.
Into mini golf.
Yeah.
Laser tag.
Never done that.
With the kids or without?
With the kids or without.
Okay. It's actually, I mean, if you're little, it's fun. If you're older, it's okay.
Still fun.
Again, I would rather do this stuff with like my own peers. Like, I'd rather do all of that with my own people.
Establish that everything is more fun with your own peers.
Okay. All right. Let's establish that. Yes.
Particularly fun with family. Okay. What about a water park?
I loved going into a water park when I was younger.
I've had an itch for those lately, and I know I'm going to be sorry if I ever get down.
I love them, but I think, you know what it is, Jess? It's like I feel like going into family outings like this just makes me feel like I'm working. Like, if I'm hired to be the bouncer of this, then it becomes not so fun. And that's what I feel like when it comes to family outings, that it's like there's a lot more of where's the child? Are they alive? Are they drowning? No, don't go to that really hard slide. I don't know if you can do it. And then I have like I can just imagine May going, I want to do it. And then she goes up there and then she has a panic attack. And then she doesn't want to go down the slide. And then she holds up the entire thing. She's done this before. Where she's like, no. And then I'm like, go down. No. And she holds up the line, but she doesn't want to leave. She's just frozen. So I don't want to deal with that. I'm just looking at the negative, obviously.
I've never had a kid do that to me, but that said, I was too broke when Emily and Nathan were younger to go to a water park. So that's probably why. Like I couldn't afford to do any of those stuff. But we did do a lot of carnivals, and I've never had a screamer. Well, that's not true. Isaac is a screamer on the Ferris wheel.
You mean screamer when we screamed? Remember?
No, on the Ferris. Yes, that was a very big Ferris wheel, though. That was a frightening Ferris wheel.
You guys, we need to redo that. Jess, I have got to find that video, and we have to put it on social again. It was hilarious.
That was a big, no, but he has screamed on the Ferris wheel. So wait, carnival or a fair? But they're different. Do you like the state fair, and do you like a carnival?
I don't know what the difference is. The state fair has animals.
The difference is farm animals. Yes,
the animals.
Many farm animals.
Same food. And maybe the carnival has
similar
more
food.
Stuff.
Carnival may have more rides, but a fair does have a good amount of rides. But because I'm from Frederick, Maryland, like the fair is a really big deal where I'm from. Like we used to take off school. I think I've told you. Like they used to have school off. So kids could help their families with their animals at the fair, dude.
Oh, wow. I would do, you know what? I think it would be a fair.
Crafts, it was animals, it was rides, it was food, it was presentations, it was blue ribbons, it was Charlotte's Web, it was fireworks, it was fucking everything. It was everything. But mostly carnivals are like games and rides and a little bit of food. A fair is like a whole to-do.
Okay, I think that I would do the fair. Mind you, Jenny. My very first job. Look at that. Like Jenny is from rural Wisconsin and the fair was huge. Yeah.
The fair is a big fucking deal.
I believe I did a fair from my very first job ever. Like the first time that I was hired and paid.
Wow.
It was at a fair. I was 15 and a half and I was hired by Hot Dog on a Stick.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah, I was Hot Dog on a Stick. And so I was the girl.
That's the name of the show.
That's my job was to stand in front of the thing, like getting orders from the people in line. Yep. So I had to take order because it was such a huge line. I had to take the order from the people in line, go and give it to the people, do all the stuff to the people in there. So when they got there, they were prepared. They were only because of the fact that Hot Dog on a Stick is like really organized. And so I just needed to say like, what are you having? And they would go like, I'm having, 2 hot dogs and a cheese stick. And then I would have to go up and go like 2 hot dogs and a cheese stick. And they'd start cooking it. So because there was no different, like you don't have like more than that.
Like McDonald's of the hot dog variety.
Yeah. And so that was my first job. And so I knew because I walked around, that's the first time that I was in a fair was when I worked at Hot Dog on a Stick.
To be clear, I've never been in a fair. I have only attended a fair.
Oh, wow. Look at that. I never attended a fair. I've just worked at one.
We're going to have to work on that, I think.
Take me to a fair?
I was just curious. Yeah, I'd like to take you. Yes. Because the fair can be fun. Again, if you're with your friends.
Right.
If you're not working and if you can enjoy it for what it is. I'm actually... Okay, this is my last question. A creamery. Okay. Have you ever taken the girls to a creamery? Do you have anything in rural North Carolina where there's a dairy farm that sells ice cream at the farm? That's what I mean by a creamery.
Oh, no. And kids, I didn't even know that was a thing. I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing, man. That's a thing. Maybe they don't have it down there, but up here at the beach, there's a few everywhere. I live like a half hour from one, and then there's one at the beach too. So we took Isaac when he was 3 to the one at the beach. Now, this was when he was still in his pukey, like gaggy type phase. Like he was kind of a puker as a kid. I don't know if you remember, but
He is still a puker, dude.
he's not as bad. But the last time, that one, like we took him to a creamery. He was super excited about ice cream. He gets out of the car and immediately is like, because he can smell the cows and the cow shit.
Oh my God.
And he's walking towards the barn going, I can't wait for ice cream.
Oh my God.
And I was like, Dad, get him in the car. We had to like shove him back in the car. And again, it probably maybe would not have been so bad if it wasn't 95 degrees out.
Yeah.
And the cow shit had been sitting and marinating all day.
Oh my God, Jess. Oh my God.
Yeah,
my kids are not. Well, actually, May is kind of, but
I'm afraid to take him to the fair because the whole thing smells like animals. It's very smelly.
Oh my God. Well, he's probably would throw up over here because if we go see the goats, they smell like goat. They are very goaty.
I think it's worth trying. I don't know. I'm going to take him to a zoo again and figure it out. Someone asked if you would go to a concert, like a live concert outside.
I would. I would love to go to a concert. And also there's the element of daddy, right? So there's lots of things that I would like to do with them by ourselves. When daddy's around, he's a little more
hovering, controlling. No.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's the term.
Controlling.
Like we were going to go this way and then that way and then this way and then that way. And you can't do that and this. Although there's times when it's not like that. So I just never know what's going to happen. I just never know. Right. So
see, now that is something I never thought of, Elsie, but I know that you and Randy are on different sleeping schedules and that when they were younger, you would sometimes end up in different bedrooms. And I will say it's very convenient once the children are in bed to discuss the next day's activities, because then you don't have to wonder what the fuck is happening. Like we put Isaac to bed and then we're like, okay, tomorrow, first we're going to do this and this, we agree on what we want to do, what we have to do, which way we're going to go. And then we don't have to, then there doesn't have to be this, but
it's different. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you're sleeping. I can tell you this. I cannot bring up any planning stuff at the end at night.
Oh,
it's not going to happen. It's immediately stopped. Like, no, I'm done for the day. No more. I
mean, honestly, I can't bring up finances. I can't bring up like he has already told Meryl she's not to bring up anything that needs to be done in the house. Like she'll come in and be like, there's a drawer downstairs that's kind of, he's like, no, I don't want to know about the drawer or any things that are broken. But if we're going on a trip though, he will sit with me and plan what we're doing the next day or go over what our plans are. And I mean,
we would have done earlier, like that would have been already taken care of. Mind you, he is a very, like our trip across the country was unbelievably awesome. A control freak that hates planning. No, he did not. He actually did an amazing job at planning our trip across country, where it was, all I can say is that it was the most relaxing and the most it felt effortless because everything that was crucial was taken care of, meaning we knew exactly how long we were riding.
You had no agenda though. If you had an agenda, it would not, you would.
Well, I did have an agenda. We had agenda at certain places where we stopped. Of course.
Okay.
I was still planning doing the podcast. I was planning podcast movement activities. Like I had a panel that I had to do. We had all kinds of stuff that I had to plan. And so it was part of the scope. Like I would say, like, I need to get to the hotel by this time because I have a call.
Right.
Whatever. Right. And so everything was outlined. So,
You just built it in then.
Yeah, he built it in, all of that stuff. So but the essential things, and then in the daytime, he would say to me like, I have to work or meet people, whatever, these 3 days. So y'all are on your own. You're welcome to do whatever you want. And it was really great because then I would go like, oh, so, Monday through Thursday or Monday through Wednesday, I have the girls and we get to go discover stuff. And that way I could set up that day. So it was really great.
Perfect.
It was amazing. That's what I'm saying. Like it was a fantastic thing. I think what this was a little different because I didn't know what he wanted to do with his parents, and they're his parents. That's the other thing. It's like,
right.
If it was my parents, I would have already known.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
When your parents come, yeah, you've got an agenda and he just can build it. He will build it in. But
Yeah. So then I can say like they want to do these things or I'd like them to have this access or whatever. And he's like, okay. And then he would just do that. But these are his parents. And I didn't want to be like, hey, let's take them to whatever. So anyway, we've been talking about this for way too long. Holy crap.
All right, let's go.
Let's go ahead and take on some news. Oh, sorry. What?
Any interruption?
Sorry.
Never mind. That's okay. Don't let me talk. It's fine. I don't need to.
She says, let's do the news, and you start another sentence. Usually when we do the news, there's music.
I didn't get a chance again to say anything. What? Never mind. I don't even want to say it now. Let's just go.
I don't know what to do here. When she says news, I hit a button.
That's news. Hit the news. Do it.
The news you can use for the informed podcaster. Podcasting news.
That's going to have to be a screenshot.
Not.
Don't worry. I don't know. I'm a creature of habit.
Oh,
I'm a something on it.
You're the pool boy of audio. You're Elsie's pool boy, aren't you? Just do whatever she says.
Hey.
That makes you feel better. Fine.
Go ahead. And
yes. I actually talked very highly of you today earlier, just so you know. Okay.
Nice to do it every once in a while when I'm around, but okay.
I mean, touche. Elsie, do you want to cover Spotify? Feels like you're in a hurry to get to the news, so I don't want to, slow you down.
We can cover, but it's not a hurry to be on the news. I'm saying we were 50,000 hours into talking about family outings.
I know.
It's all I'm saying. Then it was like, hey, do you ever feel like, oh shit, we're late? Ever?
Yep, I know.
So that's how I felt because, oh shit, we're late.
The answer to your question is no, I don't, because it's my fucking show. So no, I don't ever feel that way. But I hear what you're saying.
But it's like the same thing with like Randy, what I'm talking about, where it's like, it's 12:30. You said you're going to be here at 12:30 and it's like 10 minutes to 1. And we're all walking around like, I don't know. It's like, it feels like anyway, that's what it see what I'm saying?
Not really, but that's okay. Don't compare me to Randy ever again. All right, let's keep going.
Someone please nominate this for a podcast award again.
Oh my God. All right.
Hold on. Is this our delicious piece of audio? Because I would go ahead and disagree with that right now. That's okay.
Yeah, I don't think we have delicious
pieces. Go ahead.
Okay, so Spotify launched Sound Up in India.
Yup.
Focusing on women podcast creators. And this is from the Hindu Business Line. This is where it was covered. So essentially it is the same program. It's just kind of neat because they've launched this program in the US, then expanded it into like a worldwide experience of this. And now they are focusing in India and creating Indian content in there and supporting creators. And what's really lovely is that they've already created a specific framework in which to do this sound up, right? Because like our friend Danielle Corbett, who is here from, Women of Color podcasters, her entire everything stemmed from the Spotify boot camp that was first run here in the United States. And that's where her whole entire brand grew from. So it's really interesting to see what they're going to do over in in India, which is great.
Yeah.
Yay.
I love their Sound Up series. It's awesome. I hope that I've been talking to them about partnering, but I hope that they can, I hope we can find a way of doing something fun together, either at the event or outside the event. But I love that. I love that whole thing that they're doing. Don't you?
I love it too. I think that they do a fantastic job. And in the sense that I think this is all marketing related. I'm really interesting for me to see to look at the Spotify brand and how they get their message out and how they touch every part of the business in the way that they outline the business. They're really smart at creating verticals that are going to resonate with every part of the process of becoming a podcaster and also consuming podcasts, because they're acquiring all kinds of creators that are coming in that are super famous. They're acquiring, businesses and other companies to add aspects to it. And then they do this whole front facing, which I feel is very much a messaging marketing play. I don't want to dilute it, but in all essence, they're doing this because more of the message versus really, maybe I'm saying this really badly, but I don't know. There's a part of me that feels like they're trying to, they know what people are going to resonate with. Right?
Aw, that's really pessimistic.
I know, isn't it? I know. I shouldn't have said
this.
That.
I can say no. I can say this. Whomever the person is, I know her name, but I can find out her title. They're very passionate about helping and promoting underrepresented voices. Without question. That is a company-wide, whatever it's called. Directive,
directive,
value,
a mission statement,
mission,
that drives
so
it.
I don't think that that's insincere. If it obviously ends up to be good promotion and that works out, then I'm sure that doesn't hurt their feelings.
Right. And you know what? Every time that I have been exposed and asked to participate in the Sound Up process, it has been an unbelievably amazing experience. From the beginning to the end, from the preparation, from the conversation with the folks that are there, even after I was asked to participate as a guest person that came in to chat with some of the folks that were taking the program or participating in the program, that in itself was really amazing. And after I was finished, I got a mug and a bag from Spotify.
Okay.
All of that was fantastic. So kudos to that. I sometimes just feel like it's, like anything else, corporate also is one entity, and then there's the mission and the messaging and the love, and sometimes they really work together, and sometimes they're a little dissonant in the way that they come together. That's all. I think that it's business. That's again, fair. money and heart and money and vision, money and mission. Sometimes they are at odds, and they may, not show the best sometimes. But anyway, thank you, Spotify, for supporting women and underrepresented voices. I so appreciate it.
Huzzah.
And then another bit of news here. This was on the fact that Amazon bought Art19. And we did get a message. Shout out over here to Bonnie, who texted us. And she's like, did you hear? I love it when we get I love it how when you get the scoop on some news, we get texts from our folks. That's because who else are you going to send that text to?
Nobody.
Nobody. That's right. Nobody's going to care.
It's really good.
So I love it. Shout out to Bonnie. Yeah. And, people were waiting for this to happen a little bit sooner than it did because they acquired Wondery. And Wondery uses Art19.
Well,
as our
lots
host.
Of people use Art19.
Well, yeah, but that's
I believe that all the major networks use Art19, like New York Times and NPR.
A lot of those folks, a lot of the not all of them. There's other people who use Megaphone too. Megaphone's another.
Megaphone's a big one.
Yep. But yeah, Art19 is used by a lot of folks. So now it is part of the Amazon Music team. This article that I'm going to link to in the show notes, folks, if you guys want to listen to in there is, it's a really interesting, very high level overview of all of the stuff. And I think it does really hit on some key reasons as to why they were acquired and whatnot. So,
but we just offer the high level, and then I guess she's saying you can read the low level.
Oh, No, that's not what I meant. What? What's the matter?
I just got all excited because I got an email from Stitcher that they'd like to be a sponsor.
Oh my God!
Hey.
Speaking about that, that's amazing. Yay. Oh, sorry, Patrick. So Art19 is a podcast host.
Mhm.
It is a podcast host that is, I would say, it's a little bit more on the exclusive side. So there are some podcast hosts out there that are very focused on the larger, more corporate type podcast out there, and also podcasts that have a very big following, if you will, right? So there's a lot of, it's kind of like, and I don't want to disparage the company that I work for, or any of the other ones out there like Captivate or Buzzsprout or Podbean. Like, I'm not disparaging on us, but there comes a point when there are like some of these companies like Art19 or Megaphone, where they offer a little more of a elite, I guess, access to some tools that are based on the amount of downloads that you have or the needs of your corporation. So it's not for everybody. It's not like if you are hosted by Art19 or Megaphone, you immediately make more money. It has nothing to do with that. They're essentially there for those brands that are already either have a built-in audience that you're moving from one of the other hosts to these places, or they are already going to be investing some serious cashola and in the development of some of the podcasts, like Wondery, right? So Wondery already has a business model. They're looking to monetize. Their content is really, really high end, and they have a system, and they want to work it through there. So that's what it is. Yep.
Interesting. Very interesting. So there was an article this morning in Pod News that this is why it's not in here, just so you know, because I could not find where the episode was, and so I didn't know where to put it. But can I talk about it really quick? Because I just want to
do it. Go.
Okay. So this morning in Pod News, and by the way, if you don't subscribe to Pod News and you want to, it is podnews.net. So go ahead and check that out and subscribe. It's really interesting stuff. Anyway, this morning a gentleman suggested that in the future most podcasts will be listened to will be the 3-minute variety.
Yeah, I know. I didn't add it to the list. I did. I actually read the article. I didn't read. I mean, I read Pod News, but I read the article before.
Yeah.
Pod News. And
I sort of feel like this is a guy in radio.
Yeah.
And we can link to it if, we'll link to it in the show notes at shepodcast.com. But like it says, his personal prediction, podcasting will be consumed by, half of, this is a guy in Australia. So over half of Australians. And he also thinks it will be 3 minutes or less of content at a time. I have to say, no, never, ever is that going to happen. That's my stance. That's how I feel about it. But I want to know if you think I'm right or wrong.
No, I do think that you're right, but I think where he was coming from, and I see, because when I read the entire interview with this dude, he was really talking about how the not smart boxes, is that what they're called? The voice attendants, smart speakers, voice attendants are going to become more prevalent. And he was asked specifically, the question to him was, what do you think is going to happen in 5 years in podcasts? So he was asked a very pointed question, and he kind of thought about around the box there. And he was thinking a lot of people are going to be asking their voice attendants to like a question to a problem, or they're trying to get focused on a specific topic. So he said something along the lines like, you're going to go like, I'm looking to find zucchini recipes. Are there, dear set box, lady in the box? Do you have, I need to find out how to make zucchini into all the food, recipes for zucchini. And in the way that you search Google, he was saying that podcasts are going to be delivered that way.
Are you
right? Which I think is
let's see. I don't recall that being the case.
well, yeah, you have to look at the article because I read what he said. I am. So he said that that's what's going to happen. Now, given the fact that people are going to be asking their voice boxes to answer questions, like he thinks people are going to behave that way and ask questions about a podcast.
Podcasts.
I'm sorry?
Consumption of this will explode by then. Most podcast consumption will be of episodes of 3 minutes or less once search is part of the discovery process.
That's what I'm saying. Search meaning through the voice attendant. So you have to read his answer before. Read the answer before that.
I just don't think I agree. I don't think I agree.
I don't agree either.
All the studies have shown that, people listen when they're doing other stuff, and none of that other stuff takes only 3 minutes. You can't wash dishes in 3 minutes. You can't shower in you shouldn't shower in 3 minutes, etc. So
I agree.
Therefore,
I agree.
So therefore, yeah. Okay. Then we'll drop it.
No. But I mean, the thing is, it's being taken out of context. I think there's going to be,
of course, it's clickbait now.
Yeah, there's going to be room for that. Meaning, there are going to be some shows that are 3 minutes that are for that reason, right? That that's great. That to have a podcast that's 3 minutes long that answers a specific question is still a thing, but it doesn't take away from other it doesn't take away from other podcasts. Like the reason that we listen to longer podcasts is because we want more information.
You're doing I don't want to go on a walk and then just ask the whole time questions to Alexa.
It's so annoying.
Yeah. Also, I just want to, you can take this out, John, if you want, but the word, and I'm sorry to do this to you, is prevalent, not prevalent. It's prevalent. It is only prevalent. I just looked it up. Prevalent as in prevalent, as you said, more common.
Who did I say that word?
You said prevalent, and I only correct you on it because I feel like you have this habit because my mother was really into reading. We had huge library, books, amounts of books in my house. She didn't talk as much though. Like she was kind of quiet, sort of like you. And so oftentimes she would mispronounce things. And while you found it hilarious, she did not. So I thought in the future.
Oh, well, hey, I'm all for being. I get corrected all the time.
I know, but I don't want you to think I'm enjoying it as much as I am enjoying it, but not for the reason you think. It's because my mom used to do it, and I always thought it was adorable. It's prevalent, though, not
prevalent. I didn't even know I used the word, but alas, now I know. Now I know.
Since I've already marked this. It's coming out. Can you say the sentence over again with the corrected?
I have no idea what I said. I totally would do it, but I have no idea what I said.
It was in a burst of these, that smart speakers will be more prevalent, is what she said. I think. So don't bother.
But I don't think I can nail it, John.
You can just leave out the correction. I just wanted her to know how to say it in the future. So
because I don't know how I was going to fix. I'm pretty good, but I can't fix a word that's
no. You can put I'll say it the way Elsie would say it. Prevalent. Is that a good prevalent?
Oh my God.
I can't do an Elsie. I cannot do an impression
My
of
excitement voice. Also, prevalent. I like what Troy just mentioned. Look at what Troy just wrote in there.
Like the way most read blogs are on Google snippets, but they don't meaningfully help for building an audience. Correct.
Right. And so even there, it could be also true that meaningless. That's right. Short answer pods could dominate as an SEO mechanism, but it'll be hard to turn that into anything meaningful as a creator. And the other thing is that those would be actually easier to consume on a website, right? We are more apt to be able to consume something like that in a website versus having to subscribe to a show. And speaking of websites, though, we do have a second sponsor for this episode, and they are.
Well, yes, we do.
Podpage.
Podpage. The best is Podpage, better than the rest. Okay, that's not the ad. I just wanted to do a little jingle. Okay, Pod Page, you guys, and this is coming right from a web designer, graphic designer. Podpage.com. You can build a beautiful podcast website in literally 5 minutes. It is not a joke. This is not a drill. Run to podpage.com, or you can go to shepodcast.com/podpage. Automatically create a beautiful listener-friendly podcast site from your RSS feed, or you can find it in Apple. No coding, no technical knowledge necessary. I tried it out the other day. It was equally as amazing as I am making it describe. You can do episode pages. It has beautiful media players. There are transcriptions there. You can create special little guest profiles if you want. It is specifically designed for podcasters. It is insanely cool. We would love for you to give it a try and let us know what you think. Feedback@shepodcast.com. But even if you don't, we know that it's awesome. Thank you to Podpage for sponsoring this show, but also, they're our sponsors because we tried it and we dig it. And by the way, it integrates with everything. It integrates with every single podcast feed you could have, including what we were talking about: Art19, Anchor, Acast, Captivate, Libsyn, Megaphone, Omni, Blueberry, Buzzsprout, Podbean, Simplecast, and all the things. It also uses all those media players. If you don't want to change your media players, it also integrates with all the revenue things: GoFundMe, Patreon, PayPal, Glow, Anchor, GoFundMe, etc. And you can get analytics from all of them as well. Just try it. It's awesome. Podpage better than the rest.
They're gonna be like, we wanted an ad and not a jingle.
Podpage, it's better than WordPress. Podpage, it's better than Squarespace. Podpage.
Squarespace. Oh my god!
Sorry,
oh my god!
sorry.
All right,
Okay,
so moving
now
on
let's move on to the pod. Yeah, go ahead.
The podcast editor power struggle. Oh my gosh! So this is something that
Fuccio, by the way, if that's
Stephanie Fuccio wrote a really lovely article that I thought she nailed so much incredible stuff, very, very well thought out, and it addresses exactly what a podcast editor is and the questions that arise and are continue to arise within the industry of what these are, and how, what are these the struggles that folks that are trying to make a living as professionals in audio production, because I think it's beyond podcast editor, right? Because we often get those questions that come up where it's like, I need a podcast editor. I need somebody to edit my audio and then upload it to the podcast host, and then create the marketing, and then do the show notes, and it's like, wait a minute, hold up. That's like a lot.
Wait a minute.
That's like many things. It's all the stuff. And anyway, so she had 3 specific challenges that she called out, and she also brought a solution to the problem. So she didn't just it wasn't like a bitch session, and she had conversations with other people. So some of the challenges that she brings up is that one of them, what exactly is a podcast editor? Right. And then she discussed what that is. Y'all need to listen to this read the entirety of this article, especially if you want to become or are looking to build a business around podcast production services of any kind, because this is the kind of stuff that you're going to need to know. And particularly understanding what a podcast producer is, what a podcast content editor is, what a podcast audio editor is. And she found that the solution would be a podcast taxonomy. So what do you think about that?
What that is?
I'm sorry?
I don't know what any of these words are. I'm not going to lie to you.
I know, and I think that's part.
I'm like, I don't even know what that is.
A podcast taxonomy is the ability for you to understand what to call a specific job title.
It's like a glossary.
Yeah. It's a glossary to understand. So
Words.
In the same way that she's saying here, like a podcast producer, what's the difference between a podcast producer and an associate producer? What's the difference between a podcast content editor and a podcast audio editor? And if this falls under your umbrella, as in you can do all the things, great. But at the same time, there are some people
what the difference is.
But know that exactly. Know what the difference is, and that some of these things are paid differently too, based on what you're doing, right? So there is this.
tell me if I'm wrong. Can I lay it out and you tell me if I'm wrong? An editor is someone who takes a piece of audio and makes it sound good for whatever, for all intents and purposes. A producer is a person who oversees the way you record in the first place, can be there with you while you're recording to make sure that your levels stay even and stuff. They also do sometimes a producer will help with concepting the like for example, in storytelling, a podcast producer is someone that helps concept the content. Sometimes they can direct actors and actresses, sometimes they can figure out who's going to be the guest, help get that guest. A producer is an editor on major steroids. They don't even always edit. Sometimes they take out the whole the editing part, and they just make sure that it sounds good and then hand it off to an editor. Right?
Yes, you're correct. And then the content editor, sometimes it's that first pass where it's somebody who is editing the content in the show, which is sometimes a different thing, right? Where there's some parts where like you just take those things out, like those big chunks out. That's not the final product of the editor that comes out later on. So, I mean, mind you, that's all that John does, all of these things. So,
well, he doesn't help us find guests, but he does.
No, he doesn't help us find guests. But he does
while we're doing
a lot of these things.
He does pre-production. He does jingles and sound bites, and he does pull things out for us to use for other things. He's a full producer. Other producers don't touch the audio. They just are sort of like for example, I'm just assuming this for like Fresh Air, Terry Gross Fresh Air, like, or if that's the one where she has guests, like they help find the guests. They fluff the guest. They make sure the guest is comfortable. They talk to the guest about what they're going to talk about. They tell Terry who it's going to be, give them background. That's a lot. That's production work also, just in a different context.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, totally. And so anyway, that's one of the challenges that are in there that actually brings it to the next thing, what she mentions here. Challenge number 2 is unclear, inconsistent, and unreasonable job requirements. And that's where we're talking, like there's folks like we've developed a relationship with John. He knows us. And he knows how we work, and he is okay working for us. Whereas if we were possibly looking for someone else, it would be a little more challenging for them to deal with all of our stuff, which is showing up, helping us do the thing, cleaning up the stuff, making sure that we're doing it really, like, the turnaround time, like all of those things might be perceived as unreasonable for some folks that are doing the work out there, because their understanding of the kind of work they want to do is based on maybe just editing the audio versus crafting a story or taking some things out and putting them at the beginning and at the end, that kind of stuff. And what tends to happen, particularly with independent podcasters, is that they expect a podcast audio editor to be everything and get paid like nothing.
Yeah. I mean,
and that's unreasonable for being and that, sometimes it starts with independent podcasters, but is also happening in larger corporations where they are looking to start a podcast. They're looking for like a team of people to help produce the show. And then the type of pay that's being put out there is completely unreasonable for the kind of job that's being put out there and the expectations of what that is, of what they're going to get. Right. So I don't want to get too crazy in the weeds in this article, but there is a lot to think about, a lot I feel that will be really beneficial in fact, I think it would be really beneficial for everyone to read this article versus just people that are looking to become some kind of a professional within the audio industry, because it will also convey the value of having a producer or editor and all of these things for someone who is starting out and is looking to hire somebody. I think that it's really good for that as well. Anyway, good job, Stephanie. She did a fantastic job.
Yeah, beautiful article, Stephanie. Great job.
I love it. Okay. I love it. But before, you know what? I'm going to skip this other one here. We're going to skip the falling asleep one. And we're going to do our last last sponsor of the episode.
Hold on one second. What's that? Oh, thank you. Is my dad here? Okay, I'll be right there. Give me. I'm probably not. But can you let me finish my recording? Okay, thank you. I love you. Bye.
Hey, John, can you share the article with Isauda on the chat?
Right,
thank you.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay.
So before we continue, let's talk about Swell. Okay. Swell is a super cool channel for you to post stuff when you're not on stage. So it's audio, but when you're not performing live or running a room or recording a podcast, it's a personal audio portfolio, a quick way for people to explore your voice and ideas. It's also could be a quick way for people to get to know you through your voice. So it is you're posting audio, but it's not necessarily meant to be a show. You capture your life in audio, posting your thoughts, moments, feelings, photos, opinions, and then other people can comment on it. They're short, fun audio conversations that you can enjoy whenever you want. You can bring up topics. You can talk with other swellers if you would like. It's really cool. The way to sign up is to go to Swell. Holy crap. I do this every time.
Yes, you do. We have to write it into the thing. So
Swell. I know.
Oh my God, this is so annoying. Every time I drink, this lid is so sucky.
Here it is.
It's like dripping. Anyway, sorry.
Okay, so it's actually an app that you can search for, but go to, if you want to check it out more, go to swell.life and check it out. There's no scheduling necessary, no missing out on what's on part. You can start a conversation and then you just let other people kind of join in the conversation. You can go back to it whenever it's convenient for you. People are on there talking about politics and pop culture and their emotions and whatever comes to mind. It's actually pretty fun. And every user gets their own free public website, swellcast.com/ that you can use to share your voice in public conversations. Elsie and I will be on there with it. I'm on there already. And hopefully Elsie will join me and we will have some chit chats on Swell. So go to swell.cast and check it out, please. Thank you.
Swell.cast? I thought it was swell.life. Isn't that what you just said?
Fuck me. Swell.life. Okay. Go to swell.life and check it out. Thank you. I'm so sorry.
Yay. All right. So that will lead us into our podcasting tool tips.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Elsie's tool tips.
So we're just going to touch on this first one with Instagram, which is that Instagram may soon let you post from desktop because it hasn't happened yet.
I mean, after all this time, finally, you can do it on Facebook. You can do it on Twitter. You can do it on LinkedIn. Finally, you can do it on Instagram. When is it coming?
I do not know. I read it in there.
Being able to do that.
It's absolutely crazy. So it seems like, and I like how they said, quote, "We haven't found any evidence that the Instagram desktop web experience cannibalizes engagement from the native apps."
Of course not. Duh.
I mean,
no, honestly,
so annoying. Yeah, but it would make things so much easier. There's been so many times where I've wanted to post something really quickly and I'm super annoyed because the picture is on my computer or the idea is on my computer. And that means that I have to then interrupt and go
send it to myself.
Machine. Oh, it's so annoying.
It is. Of course, it's not going to interrupt the engagement. Most people are still going to engage with it the way they engage with it, just like TikTok.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't watch TikTok on my computer, but it is nice to be able to upload audio and fiddle with it. Although
Isn't
I don't
it?
know that you can do that. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, I mean, it's nice to be able to it's a different use case. It's a different use case.
Correct. Exactly.
Oh my God.
Actually, you can upload on TikTok on the desktop. You can. You can.
Okay. Well, it would be really nice. And now I just bumped into this. They got this company. So we're switching stories now. This is the second tool tip. This is a story that I found again on, I don't have the actual article, but this company called HAPS, HAPPS.TV, got some pretty serious funding out there in Silicon Valley to create, to continue, I guess, to create this thing. It is exactly like some of the other services, including the one that we're using right now, StreamYard. It is one of those things where you can stream everywhere. And they, in the headline of their website, it says stream everywhere and get paid, which I'm not quite sure about.
Don't forget to get paid, huh?
Don't forget to get paid. Sorry. But it seems like you can, it's one of those places where you can open up. It's free, by the way. It says that it's free and it will always be free. That's what it says.
Because you give coins to each other. You give coins to each other. So I guess you have to buy coins to give to one another.
I see. Yeah. So it says you can go to, you can multi-stream to Haps, which is obviously within the app itself. There's an ecosystem within there, but then you can also cross post to Twitch and YouTube and Facebook and Twitter all the way through. And you can have like I believe they have a chat that joins every conversation in, and everybody can see each other. I know that that's one thing that with the StreamYard, it's a little bit challenging because, we have folks that are showing up from different places and you can't see it. Like you guys, you can't see each other commenting. We can see you, but you can't. And so I believe that Haps does have an integrated chat. I don't know how they do that, where everybody can see. But I think
StreamYard does.
I'm assuming that they probably have to. Yeah, I don't even know. But anyway, I'm just I'm sharing it.
It has everything at one time, which is kind of amazing. Also, I'm wondering if you think it's named after, like, have you ever heard the expression, what's the haps?
No.
It means like what's happening, what's going on, what's the haps?
Oh, what's the haps? Yeah. Okay.
So haps.tv is kind of clever, I think, if that's what it's after. I don't know if it is.
Absolutely. And with this, though, what I haven't seen, though, Jess, is if you can have, because obviously you can have an account, I can have an account, but can you have, like with StreamYard right now, that's a problem too, where it's under one email address to sign in as an admin, if you will. But what if we wanted to have two people? Like, that's also a problem with like Crowdcast. Same thing. You can have like many people signing in under that email address, but it doesn't split you up into different people within that account. I'm not sure if they do that. So I don't know. Anyway, that's another app. Y'all can check it out. They've gotten a lot of funding, and I'm not quite sure what the differentiators are for this specific app, but it's free.
I guess you have to try and find out, but it's free. So give it a try.
Yep. That is it.
They're not a sponsor. So find it on your own. I'm just
find
it's Haps.
We were just talking about it.
Haps.tv.
That's right. Haps.tv. All right.
My dad.
Anyway, I think that we are.
I'm gonna run.
Yes, it is time to go. Visiting. Say hi to Daddy, to the big man.
I will. Thank you guys, and thank you guys so much for listening today to She Podcast. If you want to find all the links we talked about today, you can find them at shepodcast.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at She Podcasts. Also, we forgot to tell you about the event today. Crap, but please go to shepodcast.com/live and learn about how you can join us in Arizona this fall. It's October 14th through the 17th. It's definitely happening in person. We're very, very excited. We just announced half our speakers. shepodcast.com/live. Check it out. There are no more speaking opportunities. Please do not ask, but we would love to have you. It's always worth it to come to an event. Always, 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 always. If you have something to sell, if you're interested, if you need inspiration, if you want connections, this is the best way to do it. shepodcast.com/live and get a ticket. Thank you for listening and for watching us. We love you.
Mean it.
Bye. And just put that on the docket until the event's over so we don't forget anymore.
Yes. Sorry about that.
Jennifer
yes, I do.
is going to kill me for that.
I will put it on there.
Thank you.
I will do it now.
Hey, quick question, because I have to. Do you want me to cut out where you said, "Oh, Spreaker just contacted me about advertising"? Do you want me to cut that out?
Yeah, probably. Mm-hmm.
All right, double check.
You don't have to. Because
no, I can. I just want to make sure you haven't contacted them, and if someone here, I don't know what to do with it. To be honest with you,
yeah.
I just take it out or leave it in.
You can take it out, but they worked with us last year, so it's pretty much a guarantee.
Okay, well that's good. Good,
You know.
good. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So just send me the audio when you get a chance, and you want to wave goodbye to the good people.
Thank you so
Bye,
much,
all.
everybody, for
Thank
showing
you.
up and hanging out with us. We love you so much.